Welcome to Frankie Ogar Television, where storytelling meets cinematic excellence.
Hello and welcome back to Consumer Voice Television. My name is Reward Enakarapo. An educated consumer is a very valuable asset to the nation and to the entire production value chain, because a consumer who is educated about their rights improves the standard and quality of production in the entire production value in the marketplace. This eventually improves the quality of the economy and the quality of people willing to do business in that nation. To that end, we will be talking to the Director, Consumer and Business Education at the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission. Dolcon Rindam has that covered.
Joining us now for another insightful conversation on Consumer Voice Television is the Director, Consumer Education, Mercy Ogwu. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
It's so good to have you here.
Thank you. It's my pleasure too to be here.
Sticking to your role as the Director, can you give us an overview of what your role at the FCCPC as the Director, Consumer Education entails?
Our main role, our mandate is awareness creation. You know, we try to sensitize consumers on their rights. And you know that the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Act 28 is an empowerment instrument, both for businesses and for consumers. And for businesses, we provide like guidelines that will support them to be very innovative, and also competition in the marketplace. And for consumers, we educate them to know their rights so that they can make informed decisions in the marketplace, and also that they shouldn't, the education will help them not to be misled or mistreated. Because when they know their right, they can always demand and insist on it. Yes, that's actually the core of our department. And we have various channels how we go about doing this. Reaching out to this to the public. One of them is the traditional media, the television and the radio stations. We have programs that are running in different radio stations, and we do media appearances. Oftentimes you see our EVC media appearances, especially if there are topical consumer issues that the public needs to know. So we are there. That's not only the channel, the social media too. You know, social media is the end thing now. So we develop some digital flyers where we'll send consumer messages, market trends, and some issues. If there are some issues, topically consumer issues we think they should know, we also post them on the social media. We do community sensitization, town hall meetings, you know, you know, there are so many consumer issues. So when we see any issues that requires attention, we make sure we reach out to the consumers.
Why is consumer education crucial, and how does this contribute to the overall mission of the FCCPC?
Consumer education is very crucial because an informed consumer will be able to demand and insist on his right. And you know, part of it is that we believe in FCCPC that you must have value for your money, whatever money. And you know how the economy is. So if you keep wasting money, because if you don't know your right as a consumer, it's like, even within the family, it affects even the pulse, the economic situation in the family. So we try to make sure we educate consumers that they know their rights. It will also have to improve, you know, like what you're supposed to buy and you are cheated on and you pay again for it. You understand? You know how especially in this situation we are in Nigeria. So it's very crucial that consumers know their rights because it will help them for the overall economic growth, both for the nation and individual families.
Can you please give a brief overview of fundamental consumer rights and how these are outlined in the Nigerian law?
The FCCPCA, shed lights on what consumer rights should be and also business obligation. But let me just, the few I can let you know. Consumer has rights to information in a plain language that an average consumer should know. So we relate that to businesses, that whatever information about your product should be such that the consumers will understand, not coming to speak jargons or, some of them will just use jargons to deceive consumers. So we are insisting that every language about your product should be in plain, understandable language for an average consumer. These are one of the rights. And another right of the consumer, which is even very crucial for us, and the FCCPA has spelled it out. Consumer has right to return goods. At times you see on the shelf, they'll say goods taken shall not, once paid cannot be returned. Yes. You are violating consumer rights. If I buy a good and go back home and find out that it doesn't suit my needs, you have every right to return it. But you are returning it just like consumer has right, they have obligation. You must return it in a good condition and within a stipulated time. You understand? So the right to return goods, we are singing it to Nigerian businesses. Once a consumer returns goods and is in a good condition and it did not spoil your product, please accept it. So these are one of the rights of consumers. And then consumers also have right to cancel reservations. Now, at times people will just say other goods and all that, and one thing or the other might make them, maybe they will not be able to meet up or they don't need the product anymore. They can cancel the reservation of hotel bookings and all that, even though you can charge, some, maybe, I would like call it inconveniences or something, a little bit charges for it, but definitely they have a right to cancel reservation and you return their money to them. And again, that's another important one. In this our place, in Nigeria generally, businesses might bring a product that is reconditioned, refurbished, and they will not, because it's in a good form, they just present it as brand new. So consumers have rights to know that this is a reconditioned goods, even if it's in a perfect form. As far as that is not what it was before, you should clearly state to consumers that this product is refurbished. So if you don't do that, you are violating their rights. And also, consumers also, let me just say this one, it happens so much in the stores. Most times you see a price displayed, and then you pick a product, and maybe at the end of the day, when you are paying, they now added some, I say, is this, that, there are some hidden charges and all that. It's wrong. It has even happened to me. I went to a supermarket and buy things I want to pay. They now give you an additional, different from what was on the display. So that is wrong. And I also tell consumers, insist on a displayed price. If they know that they have other things to add, they should have done that before you pick up that product. But as far as you pick the product and come to the paying counter and they start telling you it's no longer is this or that, no. So consumer has right to that, to pay the price, to know the price, to pay the price displayed on the shelf. There are so many other rights. There are so many. I think as this program keeps progressing, we're going to be telling you more. And that's why we love this CVTV, Consumer Voice Television, because it's going to give us avenue now to be talking to the people. And I know that when consumers know their right, most times it's because they don't know. But when they know their rights, they must insist. We tell them there's a quality campaign that is going on. Our slogan is hashtag demand and insist. Quality is your right. Quality safety is your right. Hashtag demand and insist.
Speaking about misconceptions, I'm sure there are so many misconceptions. Can you please give us a few of some of these misconceptions and how consumer education helps to address them?
The misconception is because I think it's because they don't know their rights, you know. But when they know, the only way, like I keep telling, like I said before, the only thing they have to do is to demand and insist on their rights, and also to find out all necessary information. One thing we tell consumers, before you even pick up a product, try on your own and find out all the necessary information about that product so that you don't get deceived. And then most times you see businesses also mislead consumers, which is also a violation of consumer rights. At times they mislead consumers with the kind of advert they send, information they send out to the consumers. But that's why we keep telling consumers, insist. Just take your time. Don't be misled. Don't be carried away. There are some adverts they will tell you, I don't even want to go down. They tell promo, buy this and that, and it's all fake. So don't allow yourself to be deceived. Find out the necessary information you need about that product. If it's okay for you, you buy. But if it's not okay for you, you buy and you find out that you are misled, please go back. Go back and demand that your right is being respected.
How would you say consumer education empowers consumers to protect their rights and so that they know how to go about in the marketplace?
Now, if you know your right, like we said, part of it is to empower consumers. You want me to talk more about the rights of the consumers? I can go right down to say, in every business you are going into, if we continue with this program, we are going to be shedding more lights on rights in different sectors of the economy. You understand? And there are different sectors of the economy, electricity, and especially even in electricity, you see that consumers, a lot of them don't even know what their rights are there. So, and consumer education will help them. I want to give you an instance. It happened within my estate. We have problem with our transformer, and all these people that carry pole and all that they came to fix it, and they now told us that we have to pay 45,000 because I think something got spoiled there. And then when my estate were even organizing to pay them that 45,000, I said, you don't pay because it is their job. The transformer is their property. We are paying for this service. So we are not paying you you come and fix this because we are paying you for your service. You understand? They have already started collecting money. But as soon as I stepped in, I told them, and they knew I know. Immediately say, oh, no problem. Let's go to the office. We are going to fix it and all that. And they fixed it. So this is part of consumer education. If they don't know their rights, those people the service provider would have taken advantage of them. So that's why consumer education is crucial. We are using every means possible to make sure that people know their rights. So it's very crucial they know their right. You empower them to know their right. They demand and insist for their right. And the marketplace businesses will not take advantage of them.
Welcome to Frankie Ogar Television, where storytelling meets cinematic excellence. Subscribe now and step up behind the scenes of Africa's next great stories. Let's make magic together.
Considering the diverse audience, how does the FCCPC tailor consumer education to suit various groups like the youths, women, and general consumers in the marketplace?
So, like when I was telling you about that, I didn't tell you all. We have grassroots sensitization. I remember I told you that at times we go to community sensitization and all that, and then we have the civil society and NGOs that work with us. They are like our foot soldiers. They are the ones that go to the communities. When there are consumer issues, we relate with them. They are registered with us. We have a lot of them that are helping us out because we cannot reach all the nook and crannies of the country. So but we work that we collaborate. We collaborate with the NGOs, CPGs. We call them the CPGs, Consumer Protection Groups. A lot of them are registered with us, affiliated to us. So we also use them as our outreach to local groups. And then even, like I told you, when we consumers, we have different sectors, different segments, the women too. Most times, like the 50 million women, there's a group that called 50 million entrepreneurs. So we carry our sensitizations with professional bodies, women groups, youths. Even in our youth sensitization, we're even in schools, you know, school sensitization and all that. We reach out to different segments of the economy. And even presently, we even have a program. So at times we have consumer clubs in schools. Annually, we set up some context for them to know whether they're actually following us, whether they're actually understanding what consumer education is all about. And tomorrow, we are going to give an award to students that did very well in our contest and all that. So we have ways of reaching out to different sectors of the economy, different groups of the economy, and we educate them based on what we feel is very crucial for them to know.
How does the FCCPC collaborate with communities and schools to help integrate consumer education into their curriculum and into the communities in general?
Okay, like for the schools, we set up school clubs, consumer clubs in schools. So, and we monitor their activities. We have manuals, manuals that they use, we give to their mentors to train them, because it's always good to catch them young. You understand? That's the idea. We call it learning for life. Learning for life, that's the school sensitization. But we've even upgraded it even to tertiary institutions. So they have manuals, how you can educate them in simpler forms that the children can be able to grasp. You understand? So for the women, we are always having engagements, empowering women groups. You understand? Women groups. There's these 50 million I told you about them. So we are always we're collaborating with them, we're educating them. They're entrepreneurs, so we want to make sure that whatever they give out to the public is quality. So we collaborate with them. We also collaborate with professional bodies. You understand? Professional bodies, even other sister agencies. Most times when SMIDAN, the Small Medium Development Agency, Small Medium Enterprises Development Agency, when they're even training their, they're training the artisans, they even call us to come and also educate them so that whatever they're going to do, whatever thing they want to give out to the public should be quality product and all that. So we collaborate with agencies, we collaborate with different segments of the economy, professional bodies, markets, the market association and all that. We always have engagement with them. Even the healthcare sector too, doctors, we all engage with them. From time to time, we engage with different sectors of the economy to make sure that they respect consumer rights.
Let's measure impact now. In what ways does the FCCPC measure her impact on communities and schools and just general consumers out there? How do we know that they are getting informed?
For the radio programs and all that, especially in the electricity sector, that we've been getting so many success stories. Just like I said, my EVC is also very particular about the impact assessment, and we are building up on that, so that maybe next time when you come, we can be able to even show you and say, this is how far we have reached out on this. Because consumer issues are so many. On this issue, in the healthcare, this is how far we have impacted the society and all that. Before it wasn't really, though we have success stories like people who have helped in the electricity sector, they come back to say thank you, and even in the product and services, they come to say thank you. But I would not say maybe the data are in silos. We don't have like a comprehensive data that to tell you that this is how it is. They're all in silos, like pick it there and here. But with time and with the way that our chief executive, the executive vice chairman is telling us now, we should build up a data that is, when you look at it, everybody will now know that this is how far we've gone. And maybe the next time I'm going to have this interview with you, I'll just be able to show everybody and say, this is how far, this is our data, this is how far we've gone in this sector, this is how far we have gone in this sector of the economy.
As we conclude, what advice do you have for consumers and where can they access reliable information about their rights and responsibilities?
For consumers, the only information I would tell them is just, especially the consumer television is out now and is for the interest of consumer. Please always tune in. Tune in to this channel. You will always, for every segment of this channel is to educate consumers on their rights and their responsibilities. So this is one way I would tell consumers, tune to this channel. You will get information about your rights and responsibilities. And as we keep progressing, I'm sure before you know it, the whole Nigeria will be well informed about their rights. And that's my own advice is always tune to this channel. You will get more information. And then when you get this information, like I said, I told you about the hashtag demand and disease. Yes. Please, when you get this information, demand for it. You know, if you have a right and you don't demand for your right, somebody will violate, somebody will come and take what belongs to you. Even you see, at times people come to your property to just try you out. If you don't stand and say, no way, you don't do that to me, I have a right to this, you don't get your right. So right, I think rights should be demand. You demand for your rights. Don't just sit down. Some people, you know, they say, it will take me time. It's going to take me time before I will go. Please demand for your right so that we have a better economy, a better marketplace. Apart from this channel, now FCCPC websites and then complaints, our hotlines. If you have complaints, our hotlines is 080 56 00 2020 080 56 00 3030. So you can always reach out. But remember, we are not the primary complaint. You don't bring your complaint here. Go back and demand and insist. It is when they refuse to give you redress that you come to FCCPC. But if you have need, you can call us on this. And then there is an app. We have an app, FCCPC app. And then we have our electricity. For electricity, there's a line dedicated for electricity. So if you have any issue on electricity, you can always call us on those lines. And then we have our social media handles, and both Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We all have those handles at FCCPC+NG.
That has been such an insightful conversation. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your time.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
There's more coming your way on Nigerian Voice Television. Keep watching.
That was a very amazing conversation. You know, by simply being an informed consumer, you are contributing to the quality and improvement of the quality of life in the nation and in the nation's economy. So go out there and get yourself educated on our website and other social media handles so you can improve the quality of life in Nigeria. As we like to say, your voice is your power. So please let us know all about your consumer experiences, your complaints and commendations so that together we can take action and improve the quality of consumer experience all across Nigeria. My name is Reward Enakerapo, and this is Consumer Voice Television.
Subscribe now and step up behind the scenes of Africa's next great stories. Let's make magic together.